Papa Parlay here with your Week 9 matchup prediction. Starting us off with Smelly Coot 1-4 and Indy's Cheeks. Not much to say about these two teams. They're looking a little rough. I think that Smelly Coot 1-4 is going to get it done. Indy's Cheeks needs a big performance out of Atlanta. When you take a look at his squad, he's got that Drake London Bijan stack. I just don't think they're going to get it done against New England. I think that leans towards Smelly Coot here. Jamar is very Joe Flacco dependent, but I do think Flacco's going to get out there and play. So we're going to go with Smelly Coot 1-4. I don't know if I'm going to give him the victory point, though. We got Team Sim for Sarah and Nabers and Paris and Kittle. This one's pretty simple. I mean, you can look at the 31-point disparity on the projections. We did have a big trade here for Nabers in Paris. He's got Garrett Wilson on his bench as a product of that trade, and James Cook plugged into the starting lineup as well, but he gave himself up Lamar Jackson, who I think is going to have a big night tonight. So, yeah, I think it's pretty simple. We're going Sim for Sarah with the victory point. And then we've got God Did and Sugar and Tea. This one is also pretty simple for me. I think Sugar and Tea's just not putting out his best product here this week, but look at these buys. I mean, that's tough. You're not going to get a dub when your top 4 picks are all on a buy or out. So I'm going to go with God Did, victory point as well. And then we got Team Mecozzi, Molly's Muffins. This is a matchup of the week. Easily matchup of the week. And then we got the Jackson Mahomes stack. We've got, I mean, this is more evenly matched than it seems, but I lean towards Mahomes on it actually going up against Buffalo. He's just going to need to be a superstar. I do think the RBs kind of go Mecozzi's way as well. Maybe not Travis Etienne, but who's Tyrone Tracy, right? I mean, it's going to be a scrub match there, and then we've got good matchups at the wide receiver position. I do think you got to give the edge to Mecozzi here as well, and yeah, everything else is fairly evenly matched. With that, I'm going to edge out. I'm going to say Team Mecozzi's going to get it done with a victory point, but I wouldn't be surprised if Molly's Muffins also sneaks in there for a victory point. We got Flacco's UnderDawgs and zero championship strategy. I tend to agree with the projections here, but I do. Kyler Murray scares the shit out of me against Dallas, even though, I mean, Dallas, great matchup. He should get it done, but Kyler Murray stinks. I mean, that was the worst decision, Flacco's UnderDawgs. If you're going to make a trade with Flacco's UnderDawgs early in the season, just do it, because he's going to give you the number 1 quarterback. He's going to give you the number 1 rookie of the year, and he's going to end up playing this bum. With that being said, we've got a pretty close matchup here. I mean, look at Smith and the Jigba, projected almost 27 points. It's insane. Brock Bowers getting his call back on the week, but then you get into this. You see, I love Alvin's team until you get down here to this flex spot, and then you're looking at the bench and you're going, oh, that's why. He's got Breece Hall on a bye. Terry McLaurin's already marked out. It's a tough draw for Alvin's squad. I still think they can get it done, but I'm going to lean towards Flacco's UnderDawgs here. I'm going to give him the dub. I don't know if I'm going to give him a victory point either. And then we got Detrimentally Horny and the Implication. This guy here, it's pretty simple. Detrimentally Horny is starting to catch his stride. You know, this Vidal kid has turned out to be pretty good. Rashee Rice is back. You got Puka. This is a team nearly at full strength going up against, you know, another team that's starting to catch his stride as well, but I just think it's going to be a little too too late to get it done against Detrimentally Horny this week. I'm going to get Detrimentally Horny and the victory point. Recapping that, we're going to go with Smelly Coot 1-4 over Indy's Cheeks. I'm going to give him the victory point. And then we got Sim for Sarah over Nabers in Paris and Kittle, and we're going to give him the victory point as well. We got God Did over Sugar and Tea, and we're going to give him the victory point. And then we got Team Mecozzi over Molly's Muffins. We're going to give both these guys the victory point here. And then we're going to go with Flacco's UnderDawgs over zero championship strategy, no victory point here. And then we're going to go with Detrimentally Horny over the Implication with a victory point. That's it for your Week 9 matchup predictions. Now let's get on to the bets. Here we are, the bonus bet. Pay attention, bonus bet. Tua Tagovailoa over 1.5 passing touchdowns. I just think that, like, everybody all of a sudden thinks the Ravens just have, like, a great defense, which they don't. I think this could be a shootout. Everybody's going to have to show up. If that's the case, Tua might just get it done. Mark Andrews, Lamar Jackson, these guys are going to find the red zone tonight and the end zone tonight. And then we got Jalen Waddle for 80 yards, Mark Andrews for 25 yards, and Achane for 50. Seems very doable for a $523 payout. And then we've got our more conservative 4-leg parlay. We got Zay Flowers on 60 yards, Lamar Jackson 30 rushing, Devon Achane to get into the end zone, and then we got Jalen Waddle on 60 yards receiving. This one's 24 with 50 to win 200. And then I went with DeAndre Hopkins. I was between Hopkins and Keaton Mitchell, but there's already so much change in this group on Keaton Mitchell. I didn't want to just keep hammering that horse. So we're going to go with DeAndre Hopkins here on the anytime touchdown and the touchdown jackpot entry here. And then I just wanted to go over the bets here real quick. Just looking at this, the overall totals here. We got our previous champs listed in descending order here. Shelbin's been picking it up lately. Started off rough here, but he's 3-5. We've got some plays this week. They're not all fully in yet. I would have preferred if we could have got them in so we could talk about our plays this week, but more so just going to go over where we're at as a group here. Looks like the general consensus is that the ex-champs here are really not that good of gamblers. We've got a at best record of 4-4 for champs in this league. So we got to pick it up. Starting to get a couple good picks in myself here. Got to keep that rolling. Alvin, we got to pick it up. This is brutal. I mean, this is just 4 straight abysmal picks. Now we've got Chuck here. I mean, he didn't even get a pick in last week. That's pathetic. We gotta get our picks in, boys. And then we got Jono here, finally getting on a hot streak. He's rolling a little bit. We're gonna let that ride. The U.S. Ryder Cup money line pick is still hilarious. All right, and then we got Jake here. Jake, we didn't even get a pick in last week. What's that all about? That's brutal. We got to get a pick in. This was one of our good gamblers, and then he doesn't get a pick in. Now he's 4-4. Tyler, you know what this guy does. I mean, he's just picking a guy on his fantasy team and saying he's going to score a touchdown, and 90% of the time it's Jamar Chase. So if our bet doesn't hit, it's because Jamar Chase didn't get in the end zone. And then we got E-Rush here. This guy's been getting it done, 5-3. This is a winning record. This is the type of betting that we need to see moving forward. John is red hot. He's 6-2, just getting it done week in, week out. And look at Sam. This is what we got to emulate here, boys. Just take your money, take your 401k, take all the things that you've got in life, and put it on Sam's weekly bet in the parlay. Just straight bet it, get yourself doubled up. This guy's hot. And then we got Coob as well, staying hot. These guys are really pulling their weight. These are guys that have never won a lick in this league, but they are pulling their weight here. This is the type of shit. Maybe that's what it is. You can't win a championship and be good at gambling, or maybe you can have both, and we'll see. We gotta pick this up though, boys. No more no picks. What's going on, Jake? Freaking Chuck, this is unacceptable. E-Rush, previous weeks. Don't think I forget about that. All right, boys, that's it for week 9. Good luck.